Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the 360 Sports Show. We are coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I am Aiden Pizzelli. He is Christian Lauber, and you can join us anytime in the comment section of those live streams. Christian, it is once again, due to, we'll just say, life, been a minute. So, how are we? We last spoke 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks of things have happened. Not like anything happened, right? Since we signed off. Oh, except, Ime Udoka is not coaching the Celtics. The Patriots are starting a rookie quarterback. We have breaking controversies in professional sports leagues. We'll get into that. Nothing much to talk about, right?
The list goes on. Yeah, the beat goes on. But hey, you know what? This means sports are back, so that's good.
Yes.
I say back from the dead of summer, that is.
From the dead of summer. A sport which I think should we just put that sport where it belongs, or do we think we should talk postseason about that sport at some point?
Well, I mean, postseason is coming up, so that's pretty. Postseason baseball is much better than regular season, so
okay, so we won't do that.
Much better.
Yet.
Aaron Judge, that whole thing as well.
So we do want to talk about games in the NFL. But before we do that, I do want to talk about the most recent thing, and what I think is a really honestly a big deal, is the situation with Tua Tagovailoa, which was playing on a Sunday, sustaining a concussion, playing Thursday, suffering another concussion. And not just, listen, all concussions are bad. Like, take it from somebody who's had concussions, like even a mild one, like you realize like what it does to you. And when you come out of that fog, you realize like, oh wow, yeah, like I was not right. You think you're fine, but then you realize like, wow, yeah, it's impairing. Not to mention when guys have the serious ones. And what we saw on Thursday night was scary. Now they dressed him up in a stretcher like he had a neck injury or a back injury. I'm sorry. When guy is stuck on the ground with his hand, that is next level brain trauma. He should not have been on the field for that game. I know they're already talking about revising the the concussion protocols. They have to quickly, because guess what? And that independent person who's supposed to be up there spotting, like all that stuff, the process is going to be improved, because the point is to protect players, not find loopholes, not have a guy have a concussion on Sunday, play on Thursday. Because that's literally gambling with somebody's life. Scary, screwed up, all the above. Hope Tua winds up fine, like just healthy. Forget career. Healthy, and that this saves the NFL from something worse, which would be somebody having, something life-threatening. Which, honestly, frankly, this kind of is, and kind of almost could have been. So, horrible look for everyone. Nothing positive other than hopefully something changes.
I mean, it's more of a horrible look for the Dolphins I guess kind of for throwing him out there under. I don't mean to say I guess, but it's really the consultant there that the NFL hires, who was already fired, by the way, because of the mistake that he obviously made, that clearing this guy to play when he should not have been in the game. But it's just most glaring on the NFL. How long have we had these issues now? The Junior Seau stuff and all these guys that have come out and call it the last 10 years more so than obviously the first 10 that Brady was here in the last decade. But it's glaring on the NFL, and the NFLPA has already fired this doctor, consultant, whatever you want to call it. So obviously that's not a good look. Hopefully it's a one-off. I don't think we've really seen much of this type of situation in recent history, which is good. But this is a bad one. And now I would guess Tua is probably going to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks, I would think.
Yep.
But we've seen in sports here, you want to go, I can go all the way back to Patrice Bergeron getting boarded along the boards back in whatever it was, 03 maybe. And he was out for a year, 2 years. So this stuff can happen, especially repeated.
Don't even go that far back. Same sport. Mark Savard, career over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And quality of life kind of over. Sure, yeah.
That is also the main issue, is the quality of life. Not necessarily getting back out there on the field, ice, whatever. But it's the quality of life afterwards. Like it's the same thing. I'll bring it up again. It's Junior Seau. Remind me of a couple others. There's a number of guys that have had these issues not only during play, but post play. And we've seen it, and they've tried to fix this stuff here in more recent history because of those examples. And this is it's bringing it all back on the NFL. It's a terrible look. And they're going to have to do something here fast.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. It has already had an effect. Just this past Sunday,
sure,
there had to be at least a dozen players who got benched in games because of concussion protocols.
Yeah, Brian Hoyer was one of them.
Brian Hoyer is one of them.
I think there was two.
Tyrod Taylor, right? I think. That guy just can't
catch a break.
Cannot only catches breaks, actually.
Not in a good way.
Let's see. There was a list. There was a whole list somewhere. I saw them, but there was at least a dozen of them. In that game. In just the Patriots game, you had Brian Hoyer and Adrian Amos go down. Amos for the Packers. So this is going to have a ripple effect. There's going to be a little bit more of a closer look taken at all this stuff, and the spotlight's going to be on it. And hopefully there's a lot of things the league does in the name of, player safety. Let's change the plays, let's change the rules, blah, blah, blah. The game itself is dangerous. So focus on this. If somebody doesn't look right, take them off the field. That's player safety. Tinkering with all the other stuff, nobody's going to want to see the reaction to this be like, well, see, this is why we should change the kickoff return. No. If guys get hurt, take them off the field. And keep them off the field when it's stuff to do with the head. So, we'll see. The NFL usually finds a way to bungle this stuff up anyway. So far, this seems to be a pretty swift, clean reaction to this, but and I don't see, I correct me if I'm wrong, Christian, I haven't seen anyone anywhere come to the defense of that, the doctor or anything that all.
No,
frankly, everyone was just shocked that Tua was playing in the game.
Yeah, if anybody's coming to the defense of that doctor, the NFL, whatever side you want to be in defending the whole situation, I think you're just a Twitter troll at that point, because in no way is it a situation that you would be defending after what happened.
Yep. So, we spoke about the New England Patriots. 1-3 now. In the interim, since we last spoke to you, tough loss at home to the Baltimore Ravens, in which you lose the game and you lose your starting quarterback. As we said, Brian Hoyer starts yesterday, goes out pretty early in that game, and Bailey Zappi leads you the rest of the way. I have pretty much nothing to complain about out of yesterday. I'm not going to complain.
I'll find something.
I know you will. You'll complain for the both of us. I am going to nitpick one thing, and that is the final Patriots drive in overtime, which was you had 1st and 10 from the Packer 49. And the Patriots played not to lose, which I got them doing last year at times with Mac Jones. Keeping the, holding the reins tight. Hey, we care more about him making the right plays and learning the system and progressing. We don't need him going out there and gunslinging and making mistakes, which honestly, it's like, why not anyways, like early on. But I understood the rationale of kind of protect the kid. You got your 3rd string quarterback. You were a double-digit underdog. You're on the road. You got to overtime.
At the 49-yard line.
Just let the kid throw. Run it on 1st down and then pass on 2nd and 3rd down. Don't go run, pass, and then punt away. Like, I would have liked to have seen them actually give Zappe the chance to sling it. He throws a pick and you lose the game. Oh, well. You by all rights shouldn't have even been in that game. Your defense played good enough to give you a chance. Aaron Rodgers at the end made Aaron Rodgers plays that you just tipped the cap. But you found yourself in a position to be 2-2 after a really, honestly, terrible start to the season. And I would have just been aggressive there. Heck, I would have even gone for it on 4th and 5. Who cares? You knew. You punt it back to Aaron Rodgers. He's going to go down the field, and all they need is a field goal. It's not keep him out of the end zone. It's all they need is a field goal. So, I don't know. That's my only nitpick. I'm not going to complain about other play calling and other things out of that game. I actually enjoyed the game because it was a good game and because of the story with Zappe. I hope he's starting the rest of the way as long as Mac Jones is out. That's my only nitpick. 1st and 10 at the 49. Be aggressive on the road with your 3rd string quarterback. Who cares?
Yeah, and to that point, that's where I'm at too. Is like you're in this game where you probably shouldn't be. Without the pick 6 from the defense, you're really not in the game. And Rodgers is pretty much dicing you up in the second half. He was really good in the second half yesterday. And you're at the 49. All you need is a field goal here. Green Bay has already possessed the ball. 49-yard line, 1st and 10, go win the ball game. Instead, we don't want to give them great field possession as opposed to we're going to take over, then take the win.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, and especially when I hear Bill after the game just fawning over Aaron Rodgers. Oh, Aaron is just so good. He just made so many great plays. He's just a great player. So why didn't you go try to beat him then?
Yeah, understand that you're the underdog.
Yeah.
Understand the situation.
I knew this team was going to be where they are right now. I figured they would be, especially after I saw what happened in camp. But when I look at the offense and stuff, I see some talent there. I still don't understand why Lil Jordan Humphrey, who I like, is a decent player, is getting way more snaps than Kendrick Bourne. Don't understand that one. That pisses me off week in, week out. Because the guy comes in for one play at a time and makes a play. And then he goes and sits down for the rest of the game. So it's just, that stuff is maddening. I would have liked to see them just like, Zappe, just throw it a couple times, sling it. He had a couple good throws. And my only nitpick, I know everybody loves the moral victories, and if you don't have them having a moral victory this weekend, you're an idiot because they just played so well and they shouldn't have been in the game. Well, sorry, but you're 1-3, and here we go again under 500 this season.
Winning the game with your 3rd string quarterback would have been a moral victory. Like
victory.
A straight up victory, but a moral victory because of the circumstance.
Sure.
Anybody who had any question, I mean, I said I thought that Zappe should have started that game anyways. We know what Brian Hoyer is. As soon as he got in the game, did anything out the way he played? Talk about that. You're a rookie. Getting your first taste of NFL, like true NFL action, is on the road in Lambeau Field versus Aaron Rodgers. That kid earned his stripes, in my opinion, to be able to they should just start him the rest of the way. We know what Brian Hoyer is. He's a career backup quarterback.
Also, he has a 17-game losing streak, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I'd rather see what Zappe has to offer. And some people said, well, what if he's just not ready? You know what? He looked ready. He looked ready enough to go out there and execute a conservative game plan, and probably he has better arm talent than Hoyer anyways. The only thing you could say is like maybe late in the game, hey, he doesn't have the full playbook at his disposal, so that there's a limitation there. Guess what? You can draw it up. You can call timeout and say, listen, 3rd and 5. Maybe he doesn't know. There's not a play to call. The play we want to call, he doesn't understand this. Guess what? Just be like, hey, line up in this formation: slant, post, flat route. Just draw it up, put it in the dirt. You can go out there for one play and make it happen with that guy. So I'd rather see him the rest of the way.
Well, either way, they're going to lose every game pretty much. But I just think it's just maddening to hear today that everybody thinks they should have a moral victory. And the Patriots have stooped so low that everybody is giving them a moral victory when they're 1-3 and on their way to another under 500 season. And Mac Jones looks like he's taken a huge step back. The coaching stinks. So I don't know. I guess they've just the Patriots are the Detroit Lions now. That's what it feels like, because
it's not that bad.
There is it's going to get there because Bill is stuck in his ways. It looks like, because he can't get out of his own way anymore. I mean, they're not winning games post Tom Brady, and there's no plan. The plan is Mac Jones, I guess, and we don't even know if he can play yet.
Well, so that's going to be the issue here, right? I want to. Do we both agree? No more Brian Hoyer. Zappe should just be the guy here until Mac's back.
Yeah, I like Brian Hoyer for a guy who can help another guy on the bench, not to go in and start. So
exactly.
I don't care if it's Joe Schmo or Billy Zappe. Get another younger guy in there, sure.
So Zappe the rest of the way. This is the thing. Like you said, you want to see development and progression. And I think if you had gotten to 2-2, now in makeup land here where Mac Jones is healthy, if you had found a way to be 2-2, hey, you can have these growing pains and find a way to get through. Now you're gonna have a stretch of winnable games, and you kind of set yourself up at least to have a shot. 1-3 now is gonna make it awfully difficult. You don't have your starting quarterback, so forget just about managing this season and trying to have this year be anything successful. You're without your starting quarterback for a significant period of time. And so now it becomes about next year. Well,
yeah, already 4 games in.
You spent a lot of money to get this team, both with what you spent in free agency a year ago and then this year, and you kind of you're in the middle. So like I said, the Detroit Lions are usually just in total blow up tank mode. The Patriots will never do that. So they're kind of in this middle spot where they invested money to be competitive. I think just because the Crafts didn't want to have another losing season after Tom Brady. But then it's you invested in a team that wasn't ready to go win a Super Bowl. So you spent a lot of money to get pieces, then get a rookie quarterback, and now he's not going to get a year 2. Definitely not a clean one. He's not going to come back better, fresher, more in tune with this system. So now you're already game playing for next year with guys who could want to leave, guys you might not be able to keep. I don't think they've drafted particularly well enough to feel this team's coming along. You look at some of at championship teams, you look at them, you're like, wow, first round pick, second round pick, first round pick, second round pick, wow, third round pick who became a Pro Bowler. You find the teams are built, not bought. And the Patriots are kind of in a position right now where it's they're trying to buy it. And I don't like that. It was nice that they spent all that money in the offseason 2 seasons ago. But I really don't think it's going to pay off. So maybe they need to just completely suck this year. And you know what? I'm happy with Bailey getting some experience. Let him be your backup next year to Mac Jones, and this team win 4 games. So you're not
drafting a quarterback in the top 10? Because you're going to be in the top 10 in picks.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. You already have Mac Jones. I mean, I wouldn't wait. If you draft a quarterback, then now what are you doing?
Can Mac Jones play? Do we know that?
Yeah, but you have to bank on that. You're ready? You're gonna give up on Mac Jones?
If you have a top 10 pick and there's a more talented guy, sure, why not? You draft a quarterback. It's the most important position in all pro sports.
Yeah, but it's not. you're gonna have a top 10 pick. It's not like you're gonna have the number
so
1
saying,
pick.
next year and the year after, Mac Jones sucks out loud, and then you're 500 and you get another guy in the middle of the round.
I would rather them spend their draft capital the next few years on the defense and
you got your Mac Jones shirt on today or what?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just checking.
No, I'm not telling you that Mac Jones is the next coming of anything. I think, you're definitely now, he's going to be a bigger question mark after this year than he was last year. I mean, I don't think he was a question mark at all by the end of the year. People said, all right, this kid's got something and he's going to develop. Now you're not going to know. And it's not his fault. It's not like he's played poorly. It's not like he's stinking the joint up. He's just not going to have an opportunity.
I think he's played pretty poorly, but I also think that there's a good chance that Matt Patricia already ruined him. So
yeah,
put the blame where you want. But I mean, I said even yesterday, I don't think they win the game with Mac Jones because of how he's played this year. He has not been good. He's been in the bottom half of the league.
Nah, I think you maybe find a way to win that game only because there's going to be more. They're going to be more aggressive passing the ball. I think they win that game.
Throws it up and lets the Green Bay catch it. That's probably what
That's true. Maybe. In the comment section on this issue, Colin says, "Woohoo! Last place for once. Here we come. Top 10 pick." Nick says Zappy is the best QB to ever grace New England. Okay. Colin also says, not bad for a kid who looked lost in the preseason. I've been saying no more Brian Hoyer for the better part of a decade now, even when he wasn't on the Patriots. Hey, I mean, it's remarkable that guy he's made, for what he's produced, he has done quite all right for himself.
He has.
So
I think he's good in a locker room, in like a quarterback room. Sure, he can mentor a guy that hasn't been here or wherever. I mean, he's basically been a Patriot for life at this point. He's sucked everywhere else, but he at least can be in the room and help a guy out. But on the field, I'm good.
So what do you do now? What if they start winning some games? I'd imagine they're gonna win some games here because of who they're playing in the next few weeks. What happens if they find a way to be 8-3? And Mac's coming back.
It's not happening.
Which part? Mac coming back or them being 8-3?
Probably all the above. By the time they get there, they're going to be 1-8, and he's not coming back at all.
They have a pretty favorable schedule coming up. I mean, I think after yesterday, I worried, hey, you start 1-3, the team's going to lose focus. They did show fight and everything they're saying after the game. Not saying it's a moral victory, but I mean, I think, and I don't call it that, but I do think the team at least is gonna fight.
They also they brought back Jamie Collins, so now their defense is elite for the fourth time.
So they get the Lions next week.
Mm-hmm. Guess what I'm picking on that one.
Then you're at the Browns.
Suckier and
then you have the Bears, and then you have the Jets. I could see this team winning all. Now they could also find a way to blow those games, but I mean, odds are better that they could
go. You didn't even need to include those games. They found ways to blow. You.
Odds are good. I mean, I think the Patriots are probably going to be favored in all 4 of those games. Would you argue that?
The way the Jets at least look like a formidable team that's not as bad as you, I think the Jets might be maybe a point in either direction.
So then you have the Colts in week 9, who I think are a dumpster fire. And then you got the bye week. So 5 more weeks. They could conceivably win all 5 of those games. I think this team is not putrid. I think they're mediocre enough to win all 5 of these games. They could lose all 5, but you're going to tell me none of those games are winnable.
Yeah, 2 of them are. The rest aren't.
Which 2? Which 2 are winnable?
Pick a 2. I don't know. Pick any 2. I'm pretty sure they're going to win maybe one of these games and blow the rest of them.
And then you come off the bye and you host the Jets in week 11.
I don't know how you can look at how they've played so far and think this is a decent team and they're not the Patriots are in the same level right now as all these teams you're mentioning. They are there. You understand that, right?
Yes. No. And all I'm saying is They have a chance to rattle off some wins. We're getting away from the whole point of this. I'm saying these are all winnable games.
That doesn't mean I'm going to win the lottery.
These are all winnable games. There's 5 let's pretend, Christian. I know we really have to pretend, and I know this can be difficult for you. Let's use a little imagination here. Let's have some positive imagination. The Patriots go on a 5-game win streak.
Okay, we're not doing this like otherworldly stuff though. We can be realistic and say 3-2.
No, that's not the scenario. I'm setting up the scenario here. They win all 5. They win all 5 of those games. And let's go for it. Let's say it's 6. They win 6 in a row. Yeah. They are 7-2 coming into Week 12 at Minnesota. Hey, Mac Jones is healthy and available. Who do you play, Jones or Zappy?
Jones, yeah.
So even if Zappy wins 6 games in a row.
Well, I don't think Zappy is going to win 12 in a row. I think the Patriots defense is probably going to carry the most of the play.
Okay.
Also, I think Stevenson and Harris can probably win you a few games.
Okay. So you just don't even want to play the game. See, you asked me if I had my Mac Jones t-shirt on. I think you got the Mac Jones t-shirt on. I'm trying to get at the point here. Is there anything Bailey Zappe could do that would get you to say, like you were just wondering, is Mac the guy? How well would Zappe have to play for you to say, you know what, I don't know if I want to see Mac set foot on the field again this year?
I would say 5-0 is pretty good, but I want him to go 0-5 so they get another draft pick. So that's where I'm at.
And draft who?
I don't know. I'm not a college football nerd, but
Bryce Johnson, go get another Alabama QB.
Tell me what quarterback is good this year. I don't know. Let's just say they go 5-0. Let's play. You want to be imaginative, and then they play the Vikings, the Bills, the Cardinals, Vegas, Cincinnati, Miami, and Buffalo.
Oh, they're going to lose all of those.
Yeah. So there you go. So Zappe's going to go 5-5. Great. 5-6. What a winner.
But I mean, it does beg the question, like, what would you do if in that, again, highly unlikely, but I think plausible scenario, they get to that point? You know, I don't think Mac Jones has done anything to earn, hey, just, you're healthy? No, put him back out there.
Bill would play Mac Jones, I think.
I think more likely than not, if Zappe's starting to play well and Mac doesn't opt for surgery, he just wants to rehab on his own. If they feel like Zappe's playing well, they'll just shut Mac down. Don't even subject him to the controversy.
That is more likely, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. They just say, oh, nope, IR. Done for the year.
He's going to go out there and just get hurt again?
Exactly.
No point, so.
Exactly. So I don't think we see Mac Jones again this year. I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have them going like 6-0 in their next 6 games, so.
But so flip it around then, the other way. They lose all these games. Why rush Mac Jones back out onto the field for a team that's 1-8, right? 1-9
reps or something. I don't know. Trade him. Who knows? Get him some trade value for when you draft the next guy.
Collins says maybe a sample size of over 100 yards in one game might be better to base any type of projection on Zappe.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong.
95 yards, 10 of 15.
But this is what we get to do. This is what we get to do here. We get to play these games. It's the whole point. That's what this whole thing is about, Christian.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing the game. I just want them to lose so you get another quarterback, and then you have more options.
More options. God, what are we gonna be? The Utah Jazz just drafting 9 point guards every year? I mean, It'll figure itself out.
I think everybody has this. I'm not like fooling myself anymore. The Patriots are in the bottom half of the league, and they are with the Bears, the Jets, the Lions, oh my, and more. So I'll tell you what, they are going nowhere fast.
I agree. I just want to have hope, man.
I'll still watch every week because I like pain, but outside of that, I don't know.
All right, let's get to hot and not.
It's time for hot.
Hot. You want to talk about hot?
Hot.
Please stop doing that.
Doing what?
Continue. Go ahead.
And not.
God, is he a moron? Oh my God, he doesn't shut up.
It's so stupid.
Stupid decisions.
Dum-dums. The naughtiest knot of the year.
Oof. Suckfest. Suck sauce.
on the 360 Sports Show.
All right, Christian. Hot and not, the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, pluses and minuses. What was hot for you in the past 2 weeks?
Well, I went with Bruins and Celtics are both opening up, so I went both of them. AJ Greer on the Bruins side looks pretty good in camp. 25, a little bit older, but has not played much NHL experience. But I'd like to see him make a. I'm rooting for the young guys this year, and then Fiondu Kabengele. I really want him to make the
Say that name again.
Fiondu Kabengele.
Okay.
I think I got that right. I think I nailed that. I am rooting for him to make the Celtics team because it's only one preseason game, but he was fun to watch and he's athletic. More athletic than Luke Cornett. So
the murder cornet. There was a lot of. I'll put it in perspective. We've just had this whole conversation about like the Patriots quarterbacks. One thing stands out about all of them is that none of them resemble anything that the elite quarterbacks in the NFL could do.
Yeah.
And and last night there was some Aaron Rodgers throws from yesterday that I was just like, did the guy have a great game? No. But when you need MVP level guys to step up, there was one throw where he's moving to his right and just like the 3rd and 18 he converts. Like, it's just ridiculous what that guy can do. And I was going to have like one of these throws yesterday from some of these top level quarterbacks. And then Pat Mahomes had the double spin move, just like alley-oop pass on the goal line. I'm like, that's it. And you know what? The New England Patriots don't have that.
not even close.
Not even close do they have a quarterback that can do anything that the elite quarterbacks need. The only guy who can't do that is Tom Brady. And guess what? They don't have anybody close to Tom Brady either. Tom Brady is a unicorn now. He's a one-of-a-kind guy who is just a pocket quarterback that has pocket mobility and can throw laser precision darts still at 45. So, I don't know. I know it's kind of more of a take than a hot thing, but like it was on display yesterday. You watch all the games, you see the like next wave of quarterbacks and the current elite quarterbacks and what they're capable of doing. It's so impressive. The New England Patriots don't have that. So
yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. They have nothing even resembling. Go down the line: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. I mean, there's so many good quarterbacks in the league right now. Even Zach Wilson was awesome yesterday. We go right down to Joe Burrow. There's so many top upper echelon quarterbacks, and then it's just like the Lions, the Patriots, and that's about it.
Yep. What is not for you, Christian?
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. I'll have to think about it. You go first. I'll think about it.
Well, I got two. One, I want to have maybe a bit of a longer conversation. So, I went with the there's one is the double doink. From the London game, which again, like talk about totally. I get a notification. Don't forget to set your fantasy lineup. Yeah, I wouldn't. Why? Oh nope, 9 a.m. game. Oh, great.
I was sleeping, so
This stuff, yeah, out cold. I
mean, what's better than one doink though? I mean, you give them two.
But here you go. This is like the best angle. The nice slow motion. Let me get rid of this. The nice slow motion. Here it comes. Here, doink. Doink. Heartbreaking. So, I mean, this is Will Lutz for the Saints had kicked like a 60-yarder to tie the game. Then the Vikings go down and take the lead, and then he's attempting a 61-yarder that double doinks off the bars and out. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Amazing. So this is kind of like a hot knot, but because we love the double doink, but toughie.
I think it's awesome. I don't think there's anything tough about it. It's great for entertainment.
I wanted to play the version that had like the sound, like the live version, but I don't know the microphone that they had on. CBS does it right. Usually they've got the mic like must be right on the post, because it sounds like a cannon going off most of the time.
London doesn't have the boom mics.
No. So that was that. I think you know the other big one that I want to talk about, so I don't know if you want to just take it and we'll have the discussion, or if you have come up with another knot from the past 2 weeks.
I can always go with like Antonio Brown, Matt Patricia. Like Antonio Brown had a hell of a weekend. I don't know if you saw any of this. He's flashing people at a pool, and then he's posting pictures of Giselle on Instagram. This guy needs help. I mean, seriously, it's not even so much a knot as it is like it's a help me. I mean, Jesus, like this guy is
Help needed.
every week. It's something, yeah. So I'll just go there. I mean, that's an easy one. I'll take the easy way out this week.
You could just spin the wheel, Christian's wheel of knots.
Yeah. I mean, on a weekly basis, I could pick any number of 3 guys: Antonio Brown, Kyrie Irving, you name them.
I don't think Kyrie did anything this week. I don't think there's anything you could point to.
Well, he was in the news again today from Kareem was ripping him because of the Alex Jones stuff, and just,
Never mind. I spoke too soon.
yeah, it's always something.
All right. The big knot is this news that broke today with the U.S. Professional Women's Soccer League, and this is wow. So I'm going to read some of this article. I think this is from the Wall Street Journal, I believe. I'm not sure. Report finds systemic abuse embedded in U.S. women's pro soccer culture. U.S. Soccer's independent investigation says players' misconduct allegations against coaches were repeatedly ignored in the National Women's Soccer League. The report concludes that such abuse was at times seen as normal behavior because of practices that are entrenched in the game throughout the sport, starting at the youth level.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. Terrible.
This is, I mean, and it goes on. I mean, this is just like an article, but I mean, instances of coaches who moved up the ranks with no care about allegations against them and nobody listening. Starting at the youth level. Are you kidding me? Gross. And just, man, for 2 reasons. One, the sport of soccer, which has been gaining a foothold in the United States. But then secondly, for it to be, you know, a women's sport, and we're trying to push towards this space of equality and equity. And to have a report like this come out is just, whoa. I mean, I guess it's good that it's being exposed if this is something that, as they put it, goes to the core. Where is it? Where's this line from the official? Abuse in women's soccer is rooted in deeper culture beginning in youth leagues. Abusive coaches move from team to team, laundered by press releases thanking them for their service and positive references from teams that minimized or even concealed misconduct. Those at the National Women's Soccer League and USSF, in a position to correct their record, stayed silent, and no one at the teams, the league, or the federation demanded better of coaches. That ain't going to help you grow the game. No, sirree. And guess what? Something like this, you think this is like, oh, well, that's happening there. A report like this, you don't think that's going to like reverberate through, and now all of a sudden, you know, somebody's going to like think about, well, who does my kid play? Who's coaching my kids? Right? And it'll shine a light and hopefully catch things. But at the same time, that this is terrible. Just terrible.
I mean, what did we talk about like a week ago or 2 weeks ago now, I guess? Sarver, same, like, not the same thing, but misogyny and racism. And he's out as owner now. It's just like the beat goes on. We hear about this stuff more and more. And especially, it's even more gross because of the cover-ups here.
Yeah.
At all levels. I mean, it's just, it's stupidity beyond belief.
So that is, there's going to be more on that. I mean, this just broke today at 2:00. So there's going to be way more to come out about this other than just this initial report. And it's got a lot of information in it too. But yikes. So really bad. We already talked about the Tua situation. Speaking of abusive relationships, let's talk about the thing that happened literally an hour after we signed off the air last, which was Ime Udoka, no longer the coach of the Boston Celtics, kinda suspended a year for what we know now. This is what we know now. An inappropriate relationship with a female staff person, employee of the Boston Celtics. What it would seem is that it started as a consensual relationship at some point, which in all these situations, that's all well and good, but there's a power dynamic and discrepancy there, so it's inappropriate, and it's you can say it's consensual, but in the eyes of most legal experts, is not, because of that power dynamic. It started consensual. Nobody knows the details really of at what point this thing, and it's bared out by the fact that the Celtics wanted to have an investigation and then acted so harshly, is that something happened here where it went beyond, hey, you guys got to cut it out. We're not, and we keep this quiet and it stays in-house. Something much larger and worse happened that also players who initially came out in support of Ime pulled back.
Real quick, yeah.
So the Celtics had a law firm conduct like a 2-month investigation, and what they do is on their own. Now, who knows if this is just to like keep the league out of it, though I think the league may end up wanting to take their own look anyways when it seems so crazy. They suspend him for a year. He's still technically the head coach of the Boston Celtics. I personally don't think he's ever going to coach again for the Boston Celtics. I think before we get to Christmas, he's going to be bought out, negotiated, release. They're going to figure something out. He has coached his last game as a Boston Celtic in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Crazy. For a team that has championship aspirations and seem to have found the guy to get that team over the top. This happens. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Celtics are doing the right thing here, I think, in my opinion. But it's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were put in a position. I mean, we don't know anything. I mean, the initial reports were just like so vague, and everybody took the bait on those. Stephen A. embarrassing. A number of people, Matt Barnes, who later obviously rectified that. But the initial reporting was just not very good, and everybody took the bait. Nobody really knows. Apparently, if you guys do now, but it's not being leaked like a lot of other things are. So it obviously wasn't good. I'm guessing they probably were facing some type of lawsuit in house. That's why they went through all these troubles here. But who knows? I mean, nobody really knows. But from a basketball standpoint, even the players are confused. We saw a media day. I don't know if you saw any of that, but it's just like nobody knows what the hell is going on. So if they don't bring him back, it's got to be a little bit. There's got to be some message to the players, which I'm sure they're having now, I hope.
Yeah, I think that has to have already kind of happened, right? I mean,
I would think so, but media day didn't. They sent all these guys out there with no information on media day, so who knows? And I don't know how much they can legally say based on everything Brad Stevens and Wick said at their press conference about the whole ordeal. So who knows? But I think from a basketball standpoint, that they'll be okay in the short term, at least. I think they're talented enough. The coach they got, it seems like the players like the guy, so that's always important. And I mean, I don't know where to go from here. I mean, I would assume, I agree with you. I would assume he's done here, and he'll probably get another job somewhere else. But we don't know anything at this. Yeah, we don't know anything at this point. So they're gonna wait till after the year. But I would probably agree and be on your side here, where I think he's pretty much done with Boston.
Yeah, I just don't see how he comes back. How can you justify what he did? Rises to the level of basically firing the guy, but they're not firing him, I think, only because they don't want to pay him, and they don't want to let him just jet off before the season starts and go join another team.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of one of these, like, yes, does it look bad that we're basically saying this is really horrible and he's a bad guy and we were all duped, but we're not going to fire him yet. I think that's just a play because they want to try and do what's best for the organization, like from a business standpoint. They're going to try and get some money back. Ime's not falling on his sword, and he said that. You're going to have to fire me. And so I think that's going to play out. And honestly, if I was them, just fire him. Like, who cares? If he's going to go run to a team, he's going to go run to a team. I think that you just get it in the past. Because right now, it's present. As long as he is still technically the coach, it is present every single day for the players, for the current coaches, and the team as a whole trying to operate and achieve their goal. Why wait until like January? Maybe the team's doing well, and then you're going to be like, well, Ime's fired.
Yeah, I agree.
Why keep it in the news? Just be done with it. I do think it will happen sooner rather than later. I don't think they're going to want to let this drag out because you can say once the game starts, it's a story, but it'll be a story. What if they struggle? Do you guys miss Ime? Do you need Ime back? Joe, do you think that you're ready to be a head coach? The Celtics, they'll get, Brad Stevens will get questions on the radio when he's on with Touch and Rich. What's going on with Ime? When's Ime going to come back? It seems like this team really needs Ime. You just fire the guy. It's over and done. Gone. Can move on. Focus on the people that are in the building.
Yeah, maybe they're just figuring stuff out in-house before they do that. I mean, maybe by Christmas, who knows the situation.
Yeah, I think Christmas the latest. I'd be stunned if it drags on throughout the year.
I have a feeling he's probably going to resign, or that's going to be their parting ways, or mutually, or something. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I don't think they're just going to outright.
And I'd be stunned if he comes back, just because the message you've sent with how strong, like Brad Stevens was like in tears. One, I think because he feels, it took it personal. One, because it's like this is a guy that you guys like handpicked, and you saw the results, and then he goes and does this to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was in.
And then, on top of that, the fallout from all of it, which is just like with the female employees at the team, some of whom I know. And it's like, it was ugly. Bad and ugly what they were having to be subjected to. Now, the team's kind of at fault for some of that by not acting quickly to dispel the speculation. But it is what it is. They did dispel it, and Stevens was distraught. I don't think you have that press conference. I don't think you talk about the situation the way you do, and then rationally bring that guy back after a year. Like a year suspension is not a slap on the wrist. That is big time business. I just don't see emotionally how you could bring that guy back into the building. And what is the other person still there? I mean, as far as we know, they were asked that. Wick was asked, is there anybody else going to get fired because of this or suspended? Nope. So, you want to send the guy away for a year and then bring him back and everybody's still there and just kind of pretend it didn't happen? I don't know. Can't see that. Can't see it.
I don't see it happening either. I mean, that's what I said. I agree with you. I don't. You can't. It's hard to come back from a year suspension, especially when it's a situation like this. I just don't see how that's going to work.
Now you got a chance to. You said you watched yesterday. I wasn't even paying attention. Celtics played a preseason game. Looked pretty good. I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, Ime really just got them motivated to unlock another level. If they can just carry that themselves now within them, it's not really going to matter who the coach is because they're going to have the talent. So,
yeah, I mean, look, in the NBA, we all know what it is. It's a lot about talent. The majority of it is, I think Ime was huge for Jason, Jalen, Smart, all these guys to get into their roles, figure out what type of player they can be beyond the ego style of I'm an all-star, I'm this, I'm that. He kind of unlocked that next level, like you said. But it's about these guys. I would say Jason and Jalen primarily. It's about those two guys. Can they play together? I think they answered that last year. I think there's going to be some carryover effect, and I think it'll look a lot better, especially when you look at, health is a big issue, but Brogdon, and that is my biggest concern is health on this team. Robert Williams, Brogdon, those guys. But if those guys are healthy, I mean, Brogdon already is making an impact. He had 7 assists or something yesterday. You can see the level of play from a guy like Brogdon as opposed to, I like Peyton Pritchard, but he's not as good as Malcolm Brogdon.
He's not a
That's just-
25-minute a night guy.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be.
he's a I would say a streaky shooter, which there's a place for that, for sure in this league. And then they signed Blake Griffin obviously today, so he can add something. I think they're going to need all hands on deck here without Rob, because one thing they did struggle with yesterday was Mason Plumlee is massive, and they got out rebounded on the offensive glass. Luckily, their offense is just so good. I mean, they shot like 25 threes and made. I mean, they made 25 threes or something crazy like that. So
Yeah.
the one difference. I mean, who knows how this is going to go? It's one preseason game. I'm not going to get all too geeked up about it, but yeah, I think they'll have a better start this year based on what they unlocked last year. I don't think they're going to fall back all of a sudden and just have this, complete and utter just disgraceful start. So I did like the pace of the offense. I'll say that. I don't know if that's Missoula or what, but they played it with a ton of energy.
He wants to
We're
play
knocking down
fast.
shots.
He talked about
they
like the
did.
number of possessions they want to see per game. I mean, that's they hit that. I mean, they scored 130 something points and turned the ball over 25 times. I mean, that's playing fast. I loved what I heard. I did hear from after the game, Brogdon speaking about, being excited to be with the team and, knowing, hey, JT and JB are going to carry us offensively. Everybody else just needs to play their role and do their part, and we can win a championship. Like, that's what the Celtics have needed, is another guy, a veteran guy who can just be, playing that tune, which is let those guys be themselves and flourish. The rest of us, just do your part. That's going to be big time for that message to be coming from that. And it showed, 9 assists, I think, for Brogdon?
Yeah.
So
Ridiculous.
that's going to be that production, and then that message coming from a guy that, should have some respect, former Rookie of the Year, is going to be huge.
Well, Brogdon is also ridiculously talented. I mean, you can see the level that he brings when he's out there.
Yep.
Talk about 6 man. I mean, having a guy like that come off the bench and maybe potentially start, who knows, is just a huge add. I can't emphasize that enough. I mean, I think Derek White is a nice player, but Malcolm Brogdon brings you another level. It's just up another level.
Yeah. Well, this is what usually you see out of championship caliber teams. There's guys who could be starters on most teams who are your role players. So,
Yeah,
sure. That's what
right? I mean, I think
the Celtics should have.
role player, but a huge role. And like I said, I mean, health is the biggest problem. So
Yeah.
if they figure that out, I think they're in good shape.
Colin is with you. He says, give Cab some minutes. Going to be tough playing behind a monumental talent like the Murder Cornet, though. But you got
Supposedly he doesn't like the Murder Cornet. Supposedly, I heard Scal say this on the broadcast. He likes the Unicorn. Stupid.
Nah,
Murder
you're
Cornet's way better.
you're the Cornet. All right. NFL picks. Let's get to it. Week
Starting
5
off the night, huh?
already. How did that happen?
Nutty.
Nutty. I haven't put in our scores from last week, so next week we'll get the updated where we stand. I won't waste our time by doing that now, since we're coming down the stretch here. So let's let her rip with week
Everybody
5.
stinks anyway. Whatever. Indy at Denver.
This is the Thursday night game.
What a crap show this is going to be.
Indy at Denver.
2 teams
Hey.
that should be good.
I mean, Las Vegas, talk about a team that needed to win. I thought Denver was going to win yesterday, and like that would just get Josh McDaniels fired and back to New England as quick as possible. Indy at Denver, they're not playing like particularly great, but I'm going to ride with Russell Wilson over Matt Ryan at this point.
Yeah, every time I pick Indy, they stink. So I'm going to go Denver, and Indy will probably win.
What is Indy's record right now?
1-3 or 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
1-2-1.
Yes,
We've played 4
Yeah,
weeks, Christian.
Yes, 1-2-1. Now they had 2 bye weeks early on. They didn't bother showing up. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you tie the Texans, get blown out by the Jaguars, somehow beat the Chiefs 20-17,
Miracle.
and then you lose to the to the Titans.
Well, we
So-
all know Week 3 was their Super Bowl, so we can move on from them. They're gonna put a banner up, I'm sure. Beat the Chiefs Week 3.
Yeah.
New York Giants at Green Bay.
This is moving on. Packers.
Starting out good.
Oh. Is this going to be the week? This might be the first time. The only other time you've picked the Jets, Christian, was when they were playing the Patriots in
No, no,
Week
no.
17.
No, whoa,
versus
Giants, sir. Giants.
Oh, Giants. You said Jets.
No, I didn't.
I think you did.
Roll the tape.
I don't know why I would have
I
written
might
down.
have said Jets. I don't know, but whatever.
Oh man, the Giants versus the Packers. Oh, I'm still picking the Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Packers. But this is also a London game. It's kind of weird.
Wait, it is?
Yeah. 9:30
Oh, ooh.
a.m. Ugly.
Who's the quarterback going to be though?
Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers?
I'm still going to stay with the Packers. These London games though, they get wacky. I don't know. The travel for the Packers is going to be. I mean, I guess it's only. I don't know.
It's another 3 hours or something though. 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
gonna pick the Packers. I think the Giants could upset them though, based on I was ready to say Packers blowout, but not at Lambeau. I don't know.
All right. Next pick.
Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Yeah, we can move on from this one quick, I think. Although Buffalo's come back down to earth the last couple of weeks, but still, Pittsburgh is
Pittsburgh ain't going to do it.
not good. Los Angeles Chargers at the Browns.
Ooh. I mean, Cleveland has played better than I thought. They're 2-2. The Chargers are also 2-2. I gotta roll with Herbert. I know it's in Cleveland, but I gotta roll with the Chargers, I think.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers. Browns stink. Chicago at Minnesota.
I'm gonna go Chicago. Minnesota has had some, like, I don't know, their wins are weird. And Chicago 2-2. Coming off that trip for Minnesota, coming back from London, I don't know, a little bit of hangover. I'm gonna go with the Bears on the road.
I'm gonna go Vikings. I always regret my decision to go with the Vikings though, because every time I pick them, I feel like they get blown out. So we'll see what happens. Here's a fun one. This is the fun pick of the week. Lions at Patriots. I'm letting you go first on this one.
You already know where I'm going on this one, so
Lions? All right. I'm going with. Are you going Lions or are you going Patriots?
I am picking the New England Patriots in this game.
Detroit can score. I mean, they don't play any defense, but they can score.
I think the Patriots defense is actually pretty good. I'm not saying they're like elite, but like I do think that they're going to be able. I mean, yes, is Aaron Rodgers got like the greatest weapons ever? No, but I thought they held their own for most of the day yesterday. And I do not put Jared Goff in the same echelon as Aaron Rodgers. So
I'm saying the Lions have scored like 30 points every week. They just give up 50. And I don't know if the offense of the Patriots is that good. I'm going Detroit.
let's see. Detroit scores 38-35, 36-27 win, 28-24 loss, 48-45 shootout with Seattle.
45. Did anybody stop anybody in the game yesterday?
So do you think the Patriots defense is better or worse than the Eagles?
It's probably comparable, honestly.
Okay. Better or worse than the Commanders?
Definitely better.
Better or worse than the Vikings?
Probably better.
Better or worse than the Seahawks?
Definitely better.
So I think they have a chance to hold them.
Again, I'm not worried about their defense. I
So
think they can
so then
score.
if the
I can't-
Patriots
let
put
me-
up
let me just-
24 points yesterday,
Hang on.
You don't think that they can put up 20 something points?
Can you preface that by saying their offense put up how many points?
All right.
Go ahead.
So same deal. You don't think the defense can generate some offense against Goff?
You just played this game. Let me play this game too.
Okay.
The Patriots have scored 7 points, 17 points, 26 and 24, and I think 2 of those games they had a defensive touchdown in each of them, or at least got you into like the 5-yard line in both of them. They haven't scored above 20 points on offense.
I think they are going to score enough points to win against, as you mentioned, a putrid defense, and I think their defense can certainly hold the Lions under 20 points. I think they're capable of holding them under 20 points. Is it going to be an easy win? There's no easy wins for this Patriots team on the schedule. There are 0. Is this a winnable game? Is the defense going to be able to help them win this game? 100%. This is going to be like a 24-10 type of game.
I would definitely pick the Patriots if Jones was playing because I think he would probably bring them over the top. I'm gonna look at one more thing on the Lions, and that is their run defense. Because if their run defense is awful, then maybe forget about it. But 151 yards on 17 carries. Okay, that's not very good. If the Patriots can just run 17 carries, 96 yards, it's not looking good for the Lions right now. 14 carries, 28 yards. That's better. And that's the one game they won. And then 13 carries, 96 yards. Okay. Ooh, they might be able to just run the entire day and just win. I think it's going to be a fun game because Detroit doesn't play any defense. The Patriots don't play any offense. I'm going to move on and come back to it because I can't decide right now. Seattle at New Orleans.
Wait, you can't pick this game right now?
No, I can't. Yeah, I'm going to wait till the end.
You want to see how many other bad picks you make and then circle back?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What's next?
Saving grace. Seattle at New Orleans.
I'm going to go Seattle. I've actually been impressed that the Seahawks are doing more than I thought they would do this year. So New Orleans, it's just they're a middling team. So they're both middling teams, but
I was gonna say you can't leave the Seahawks out of that one.
But I'll take the coach. I'll take the coach with the Seahawks.
I'll say Geno Smith has actually had a decent season. Call me crazy, but New Orleans is not very good either. I'll take Seattle too. Sean Payton was there. I'd say different story, but Miami at New York Jets.
I will pick the Jets. I think Teddy Bridgewater expected to start. He doesn't have it anymore. As you said, the Jets have actually kind of started this year pretty good comparatively. Zach Wilson looks like he's ready to sling it around. I don't know. Miami's 3-1, but like now I think everything's just the script is just completely flipped on them. So I can't even look at past performance. Tua was healthy. I'd be picking the Dolphins easy in this, but not now. And that's without thinking that highly of Tua. It was just more that there was some magic going on there, but not now.
I'll still take the Dolphins. I just can't pick the Jets yet. I got to see it. I mean, I think Wilson looks so talented, but he still throws picks like you can't believe, just right to the other team. But yeah, I'm just not there with the Jets. I can't do it. I can't put myself to do it. They kind of stink still. Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
The Falcons are going to have to bear the brunt of a struggling, frustrated Tampa Bay offense. Now, I say struggling. They still put up 31 points last night.
Yeah.
But it seems the gears aren't running smoothly, and the Falcons are just going to get punished for it. This is going to be one of those like absolute laugh job type of games, I think. So
probably, yeah. I wouldn't bet on that, but Or I wouldn't bet against that. Tampa Bay is, yeah, that's my pick. Easy. Done.
And also their defense got like kind of skunked last night, like embarrassed. Like they normally are not a team that would give up 41 points and kind of get really blown off the field. They're gonna want to bounce back and make a statement. So
Man, I'm gonna say, how often does Brady lose 2 in a row? Not very.
nope.
Tennessee at Washington.
This is your crap game of the week. I will pick Washington only because they are at home. I have no other opinion of this game. Two terrible teams. In my
Tennessee.
opinion.
Tennessee. The Commanders are just absolutely stink out loud. I can't bear to watch them. Tennessee. Houston at Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. Home team, once again.
The Jaguars
and the Jaguars are playing well.
I was going to say, they've been pretty good. Another team with a quarterback. I wonder what that's like. Jacksonville. Yeah.
Their defense has sneaky been good. They actually, no. The Bills have the fewest points allowed in the AFC. The second best defense by points has been the Jaguars. Now, I mean, they've played, let's see this. Commanders, Colts, Chargers, Eagles. You know, that's
bad. They played pretty well this season.
The Eagles aren't a bad team. And the Chargers, I don't think, are a bad team. They just do what the Chargers do, which is like no show in random spots.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think the Jaguars have actually been pretty good this year.
Yeah. So are you taking them?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm taking Jacksonville.
All righty.
Although I do like Davis Mills probably more than any Patriots quarterback right now. San Fran at Carolina.
This is gross. Super gross. I mean, the Niners are playing right now. They're beating the Rams 7-3, but I don't think the Rams are that amazing either. Ugh, God. I don't know. Ugly. I don't want to pick. This is the game. I have no idea. If it was in San Fran, I'd probably lean San Fran. Play Monday night, then go to. What has Carolina done?
They stink. Carolina stinks. I mean,
Carolina's 1-3.
I'm picking the Niners because Carolina just blows. I mean, they flat out blow. They might be. I think they're cooked for a long time.
Yeah, their defense seems to be okay, but I mean, no offense. Yeah, I'm gonna pick San Fran. Yeah,
their defense runs around, but the fans are booing them, and they blow on, especially in offense. I mean, Baker has not had a great year.
Matt drools. Anyway,
Matt drools. Yeah. Dallas at the Rams.
Was it like 6-0? Is Cooper Rush 6-0? Something like that?
He might be. Yeah, he's a baller. He can play.
I'm gonna pick Dallas. I mean, I'm not particularly high on the Rams. So I mean, they're losing right now to the Niners. 7-3. Cowboys have I've been impressed with the fact that Cooper Rush has kept them afloat. So I'm gonna roll with the Cowboys on the road.
I'm going Dallas as well. I actually think Dallas, once again this year, has a pretty good roster. I feel like they always do. And then they blow it. But we're in the regular season, so it doesn't matter yet. Philly at the Cardinals.
This is going to be one of those we're going to learn something about Philly. Like this is where we learn. If they're ready to actually like take a next step, you win this game because I don't think the Cardinals are particularly good. I think Kyler Murray is great in spurts, but I think the team as a whole just there's no consistency. So you've got to go beat that team. But we'll see. I'm going to pick Philly, but I don't necessarily have that much faith in it. But it's going to be tough for me to argue against a team that I think is pretty, Jekyll and Hyde, and a team that's 4-0. So,
yeah, this will be the Eagles' first loss of the season. I'm going Cards.
Yeah, Call of Duty hasn't come out yet, so Kyler Murray's going to be on his A game.
Yeah, I mean, we still got like till November until they crash and burn. So, they still got to be in it until then. And he's got to be studying his playbook. So, where are we here? All right, Sunday night, Cincinnati at Baltimore.
Man, what do you think about John Harbaugh's decision yesterday to not kick a field goal and take the lead?
Oh, damn it. That was my not too, John Harbaugh. He's a freaking tool, this guy. Yelling at his players all the time. And yeah, I can't stand him. They blow every game and then he's yelling at his players. Like he's
I think, there's times where like you get aggressive when you are in a tie game. Yeah, maybe you think your defense, can't stop the other team. But it's like, get the lead. What are you doing? You take the points there to go ahead in the game so that you can win the game. Stupid decision. And then you compound it by not running with Lamar Jackson on the 2-yard line. So, don't like it. But I don't like the Bengals either. So, Baltimore it is.
I'm going to pick Cincy. I think the Ravens have this thing about them where they just like to let off the gas and blow these games the last few weeks. They got
the blown leads has been scary.
Should have beaten Buffalo yesterday. Harbaugh's yelling at Marcus Peters. He's yelling back. It's just a cluster F on the bench. And John Harbaugh's a tool. So I'm going to go Cincinnati.
All right.
Monday night, Vegas at Kansas City.
This should be a marquee game, but I just think the Chiefs are still on another level. If you watched Pat Mahomes last night, he is ridiculous. And they last night the Chiefs were back to it's like watching the Golden State Warriors play. Like they're just fooling around out there. You got the tight end coming in motion, then coming under the center and taking. I mean, that is just we're goofing off here. Like, hey, coach, let's call that trick play. Let's do it. Like that. The Chiefs kind of have that now. I will say I'm concerned about Travis Kelce. He seems already early on in the season kind of be wearing down, which is not a good sign for them long term. Because if he goes down, now a lot of pressure is put on Mahomes to make things work with lesser guys. And that could have an impact on them long term. But for now, in this game, I mean, Vegas is, they just finally got a win. And now you're going to play the Chiefs. In KC. So I think KC rolls this game. It'll be great if it's a good game. I think the Raiders have the talent. I don't know if it's there yet. Unfortunately, another poor start for Josh. If they win this game, it could do a lot for them, but I don't see it happening.
I'll tell you what, if you give Patrick Mahomes to Vegas, they're probably winning the Super Bowl, but Derek Carr is not that
20-0.
He is not that guy. Kansas City, I can't pick against Kansas City.
Yep. All right, that'll do it. Just to kind of cycle back through, we did have some comments on some other things. Colin did say that Green Bay's offense was definitely having an off game in addition to the Patriots having a decent game on defense. He's also sure Rodgers will find a way to get plenty of sleep on that plane trip. Yes, maybe some herbal assistance. And Pete and Gansett does say he agrees with us that the Celtics should just rip off the Band-Aid and let the healing start.
Oh, I got to pick Patriots-Lions, too.
I mean, I already wrote it in, so go ahead.
Lions.
For real?
Yep, Lions.
For real?
Yes.
You can't fool me now. It's D-E-T. Done. Booked. Final. Detroit. All right.
I'm confident. That's my team now. No, I think the Lions will win this game, though. I just don't.
Why? Don't know. Tell me why.
I think that they obviously put up points, and I think the defense can hold them, but I still don't. I have not seen the Patriots get into the 20s on offense. I think the only way they do is probably running the ball.
I think the way they do is by playing the Detroit Lions. So
I mean, maybe, but everybody else is scoring in the 40s. Patriots can't do that. They've proven that. They haven't scored in the 20s yet on offense.
All right. We'll see. I
can't wait till they score like 21 points on defense and you come and say, look at the offense. It was great. Oh,
I didn't say that. I'm saying
no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. This Sunday, we'll see. I can't wait.
the team will score more
The team, yeah.
than 24 points. Book it.
Wow, congratulations. Your offense still stinks.
and,
Now you're only
and it will be enough to get the win.
3. Okay. We're
So-
gonna find out.
We will find out. All right. Anywho, that has been the show.
Let me just
th-
say this real quick. The Patriots should win it. They are not as bad as the Lions.
No.
They
Don't backtrack.
Yeah.
Now. I thought you were all in.
I'm
You
picking-
believe.
I'm picking the Lions to win the game, but I'm just saying if the Patriots are not in the bottom of the league, they should win this game. Their talent is so far better than the Lions. It's not even funny. I just don't think their coaching is good. I think I'd take Dan Campbell over Matt Patricia right now.
Now that's a hot take.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll tell you what. Matt Patricia ain't doing push-ups.
Yeah, no, he's not. I'm not sure he's doing much. I don't know. Like he, yeah, that was. He's not doing push-ups. Yeah.
All right. Before Christian decides to change his pick, that is the show. Thank you for those who tuned in through the live streams. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you can't catch us live, catch us as a podcast through Sounder FM or wherever you get your podcasts from. For Christian Lauber, I'm Andrew Pizzelli. Have a good night, everyone.